So, hello everyone, and welcome to another IAPC&M MasterClass. Today in the hot seat, we have Ruqya Khan, founder of SMILETASTIC, an internationally honored change maker and SMILE strategist. With expertise in Neuro Linguistic Programming, Hypnotherapy, Timeline Therapy, and as a PCC-certified Life Coach with the International Coaching Federation, Ruqya helps individuals move from chaos to clarity using a smile. Ruqya's SMILE strategy introduced her TED Talks, breaks down complex challenges into 5 simple steps. She has presented at prestigious events like the World Happiness Summit in the US, Women Economic Forum in Australia, at the School for Social Entrepreneurs in the UK, and the Happiness Carnival in the UAE, to name a few. Today, Ruqya's topic is doing a TED Talk can change your life. I'm your masterclass host, Elena Nedeva, and please note this session is recorded and live streamed. So please keep yourselves on mute to help us ensure the quality of the recording. Thank you. And without further ado, over to you, Ruqya.
Thank you so much, Elena, for the introduction, and I am so excited to be here. My topic of conversation today is about the TEDx and how it has changed my life. Now, the thing is, when you look at a TEDx, it's an 18-minute conversation, correct? It's an 18-minute conversation that can be life-changing, and that has how it has been for me. Now, why would somebody actually choose? One second, before I even jump into the conversation, can I ask everybody to just put in comments where you're tuning in from? Where you're tuning in from. So I'm in Hyderabad in India, and where is everybody else tuning in from? I'd really love to know. Let me look at those comments coming in so that we know. Oh, I'm in the UK. Thank you. Another person from the UK. Hyderabad. Thank you, Puri. Right. Thank you, Sirajuddin. You're from Hyderabad. Thank you for tuning in. Awesome. Wonderful. So we have people from different parts of the world tuning in, different time zones, and yet what brought us together possibly be that interest in a TEDx talk, or probably an idea worth sharing, because that's what TEDx is all about, isn't it? So thank you, Shazia, for joining us. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Sadhna. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Martini. Is that how you pronounce your name? Give me a nod if I got it right. Shari and Purvi and Sandeep. Thank you so much. Now, TEDx is all about an idea worth sharing. So who, and you know, it's a little embarrassing. If you go see my TEDx talk, you'll be like, oh, what's she doing on stage? Because at that point, in my speaking journey, I was just a baby. In fact, I wasn't even saying my first few words, because TEDx was the first talk I ever did on a stage, right? And people plan their talks, they plan everything, and they kind of really know where. Bulgaria, thank you so much for joining us. So they really know where they're going with the idea. They've been developing with it. They've been living and breathing it. And then there I was. What took me to the TEDx stage was my experience of a breakthrough at my masterclass when I had during my master practitioner of NLP, I had a breakthrough where, you know, my coach was trying really hard to push me to the edge so that I would know that I have wings and I can fly. But there I was, giving her all the right answers and not making any shifts. You know, I was being that good girl, that good person who wanted to support the other person. The coach let her have all the plus points and everything, but I wasn't thinking of myself. So the lead trainer walks in, and here's where it's so powerful. She walks in and she says, Ruqya, I want you to lie down on your stomach. I'm used to taking instructions, so I did. I lied down on my tummy. And as I did, she wiped her feet on my back. She wiped her feet on my back. And that was because I had written in my life history. We were supposed to submit a life history. So in my life history, I had written, people treat me like a doormat. And when she wiped her feet on my back, yes, okay. So when she wiped her feet on my back, is that better? So when she wiped her feet on my back, that's when I realized this is how I'm allowing people to treat me. And that's unfair. That's unfair to who I am. That's unfair to my journey, because by then I had, successfully been a writer with local and international newspapers. I had done interviews of celebrities. I had achieved a number of things. I had done a lot of tiny goals that I had achieved. However, I had this mindset, I had this limiting belief that said people treat me like a doormat. And to actually physically go through that experience was very life-changing for me. I cried, I broke down, and then she asked me, what would you like to do about this? And I very innocently turned around, looked at her, and I said, what can I do? And she said, after all these days of training, of learning, if you're still going to ask me for permission, then I'm going to take away all the credits, all the certifications you have so far, because you don't deserve them. Would you not like to sit up for yourself? And I said, yes, can I? And she frowned at me. I sat up that day. Tears rolling down my eyes. I sat up that day and I said, I'm not going to let anybody treat me like that ever again. I'm going to respect myself first. And that was the day I decided I have to take my message to the world. And that's where TEDx happened. Was I aware of what TEDx is, what the power of a TEDx stage is? Yes, because I had the opportunity to interview somebody who was bringing the concept to UAE at the time. So I knew a little bit about what it is. And I had started going to events. I had started collaborating, connecting with, with people who are running events. I started getting in the ambience. They say the power of your network. Who are you rubbing shoulders with? That makes a massive difference. That makes a big difference in what you think is achievable and what you think is out of my league. Because who you connect with defines how far you're going to go. Because they say you are an average of the 5 people you most spend your time with, right? Your mindset, your wavelength, that kind of matches with that. So when it came to looking at that TEDx stage, that, oh my God, TEDx stage, in my head, I was thinking, who am I? Because I wasn't trained as an orator. People, like I said, they spend a lot of time on their message. They really work through the idea and then they present it. And there I was, not a trained speaker, but wanting to share an idea. And so I took that leap of faith. Remember how I said she wanted me to trust that I had wings and I can fly? Something did shift in me that day. And so I did that. I went ahead, I started applying, and lo and behold, when you put it out there in the universe, it definitely comes back and the universe listens to you. And so it happened. I happened to be on the TEDx stage. I happened to share it. I created my talk. And for it, the SMILE strategy was created. And now the people generally know me as a SMILE strategist. Give me a heads up, or if you've done a little bit of research about who I am, or were you very curious in terms of who a SMILE strategist might be? Who do you think a SMILE strategist is? Who do you think a SMILE strategist? I'm going to wait for the comments to come in, just 1 or 2. Colette, no issues at all. Thank you for still joining us. Quick. Just one, at least one comment. I'm going to wait for a bit for all of us and any of us. Yes, someone who smiles a lot. Well, I do. All right. No, someone who smiles a lot, definitely me. But of course, Sounds like an acronym. Yes, Julia, it is a leader that helps you look at life from a different perspective. Absolutely. Thank you, Elena. Thank you, Julia. Yes. So it is somebody who gives you more in a smile. I help people. I help people get on the other side of a stuck situation, and it is an acronym. There are 5 parts to it, and this was created for my TEDx talk. Now, I will get to the acronym later, but like I said, I am talking about right now how TEDx actually changed my life and what it is. One who sees positivity and smiling. Thank you, Siraj sir. So, yes, absolutely. I do see some positivity and smiling. And also, there are those weird kind of smiles that people give you where you kind of have to decode, are they positive or are they being snarky smiles? That also happens sometimes. But that's where the smile comes in, right? When you're stuck in life, you move forward using gratitude and acceptance, is what I said on that TEDx stage. And I said, acceptance comes when you smile, right? Now, I won't get into the smile yet. I'm going to keep you waiting because that's what a TEDx talk is all about, right? It's about creating connections in your listener's mind. It's about sharing an idea that connects, that resonates. Now, imagine I came here and started talking about something out of this world, like something to do with banking or maybe electronics and AI and I don't know, all sorts of techie stuff that probably you're not here to listen about. And maybe that's not even something that you're interested in. Not many of you would stay. Some of you might just say, okay, this conversation's not for me, right? But when you're presenting a TEDx talk, you have to understand the pulse of your audience. You need to know what your audience would find of value, and then you deliver. So if you are going to present at a school and your audience, you know who your audience is, you need to pick a topic that connects with them, that they feel more in vibe of. Now, why did I pick the title of my talk is The Art of Possibility. Now, why did I pick that topic? I picked that title because I felt, young minds, and even us for that matter, hey, who said we aren't young? So young minds are always looking at where they could possibly be stuck. They could have various challenges in terms of peer pressure, in terms of exams, where their grades are going, body image, relationships, uh, communication skills, what lies ahead, where are they going after school and everything. So I said, okay, here's something, there are so many possibilities, and how can you call this the art of possibility, and how can you then deliver and do? So when you are delivering an idea, it's important for you to build rapport and connection with your audience, right? So for instance, I've been cracking jokes, I've been saying things, and I've been asking you to connect, type in comments. That really builds in some kind of a connectivity. And I see there's a message that I have missed on the chat. I'm just going to read that. Oh, okay, I've already read it. So you are building a rapport with the person. When you build rapport with the person, they begin to connect with you on the neurological level. They mirror your vibe, they mirror your energy, they nod with you, right? They synchronize. I see a few heads nodding already. So yes, and that's happening by default because I think that's how it is. We could be miles apart and still we connect because there is that rapport that has already been established in this conversation. So you build a rapport, you build a connection, and you share an idea that then becomes of value to the person. Now, the beauty of ideas is every idea kind of just comes together like this beautiful. If you look at my scarf, every element in the scarf is kind of coming together to create a design, which then becomes the whole big picture. So when you look at ideas, ideas are the same. When ideas come together, they create your worldview. They create the way you look at the world. So let me do something here. Who says we can't have activities if it's an online webinar? Let me show you something. Actually, let me not show you something. I'm going to do something, and I'm going to ask you what comes to your mind as what I do next. Okay? What's coming to your mind? What do you think is going on here? I'm going to read the comments as they come in. What's actually happening here? Quick. What do you think I'm doing here? Tie and dye. It's a piece of cloth with batik print. Yes. Ta-da! Covering. Okay, I kind of need you to put the scarf so that I can read your comments. Drawing a scarf across the screen. Yes, it's a piece of cloth with batik print. Covering your camera with your scarf. Yes, I am. Tie and dye art. Thank you, Sandeep. It's a stunning scarf. Thank you so much. Fabric covering screen camera. Yes. So yes, this is what it is. It was just something that I was doing, but different people saw it differently, right? Fun thing to do, smiling, lots of imagery for sure. Great tactic. Thank you so much, Colette. So when you are going through a situation, different people will connect with it differently based on what their worldview is, based on what they are seeing and how they are seeing it. So if I look at the color, if I was dressed in white, some people might look at it as, oh, a wedding. You know, when you think of white, people think of the bride and her lovely gown. And then in India, when somebody wears white, it actually is the dress that a lot of widows wear. Stark contrast, isn't it? Right? So it could be one simple thing. Black could be the sign of mourning for some. And black for me is elegance, is business, it's webinar presence, right? So make sure you pick the right topic to bring to stage and then understand how you can connect with various world views, right? And also limit your talk to one idea. I have traveled 10 different countries. I've been on innumerable webinars, platforms, sessions for corporates, etc., different kinds of audiences. And I have presented the same one thing, the smile. And therefore, they call me the smile strategist. Actually, it's a self-proclaimed title. So, Martine, thank you so much. I love that giggle. So yes, limit your talk to one idea. When you think of Simon Sinek, you think of, let me see who knows what Simon Sinek talks about. Covering why leadership. Yes. Who wrote why? Yes, covering why. Sadhana. Yes, start with why. Absolutely, Amber. That's what it is. He talks about why. He talks about the intention. He talks about the why being the core of why a person and how a person moves forward. I also feel when you know your why, the how follows. For me, the why was very powerful because I had that experience and I felt being a graduate of science, here I am making a difference, touching lives, doing interviews, learning from different personalities. I felt if I can do it, so can you. Pursuing passion. Yes. So different people have different mindsets, different reasons why they do what they do. If you don't know what your why is, you'll quickly fall off the bandwagon. So if you didn't know why you came on the session over here right now, and if the conversation did not speak to you, you'd fall out. You'd get bored and you'd say, maybe not. Because I wouldn't have the capacity to hold you on here and keep you on this conversation. So your why is most important, connecting and limiting yourself to one idea, one major idea, and giving yourself a context and allowing your audience to link back to it over and over again. So if you notice, I'm actually decoding what I'm doing as I speak. I am constantly going to go back to that moment of doormat where, where somebody rubbed their feet on my back. And that's where that shift for me. And I realized, I have to respect myself. And to stand on that TEDx stage was in no way easy for me. Again, not a trained speaker. However, I did that because I realized this is my message to the world. I have to share this because I don't know how many other Ruqyas there are in the world thinking in their head that they might be a doormat. So if I can make a change for even one person, mission accomplished, and with a smile. So the next thing. Okay, now quickly in comments, let me know. I've been chattering away to glory. Tell me, is there something that I said over the past few minutes that has really resonated with you, and it's kind of like making you wonder a little more deeper about yourself or your worldview? Any thought, any idea that I might have said, or something that's coming to your own mind right now? Knowing your why. Yes, that's important. Thank you, Alina. The 5 is quite a revelation. Thank you so much. I have written in capitals, have one topic. Yes, that's so important. The thing is, we try to pack in a lot of things. I've written in my notes in capital to remind myself, what is my why? Thank you so much. Have one topic. Yes. So have one topic. Also, please remember, it's 18 minutes. It's not more than that. Attention spans are shrinking by the minute. They say that to spontaneously and to hold people around you whom you are communicating with. Yes, so spontaneity, yes. So you have to make sure that you're connected with the right people. Lydia says, I like what you said about your ideas come together to create your worldview. Thank you so much. They shape who you are. They shape how you see the world. It's like that scarf that I was rolling down. Sometimes it was green, sometimes it was white, sometimes it was blue. Those of us who knew it was batik print actually jumped and said it's batik print. Somebody called it a fascinating scarf because that's how you saw it. I have more comments coming in. Thank you. Wonderful. So give your listeners reason to care. The connection is in the personal element, the doormat. Absolutely. And it happens. It's a true story. It's not something I'm cooking up. It is something that has touched me. And I am sure that for each one of us gathered here, there have been instances, maybe as a child, maybe while in college, maybe in a marriage, where you felt that someone may have not treated you with enough respect. Maybe in your workspace, and you haven't opened up or spoken up for yourself, and you felt that I wish I had, but I don't know if I should. You've second guessed because you're just so used to maybe being a people's pleaser, right? And sometimes just having those thoughts and those ideas left behind in your throat, and you're constantly gulping them down, begins to create that heaviness in your chest, and you begin to wonder, where am I going with this? And then that shift happens where you realize, I have to speak up. So giving your listeners reason to care, right? Me connecting with you with such a lot of vulnerability, openness, transparency, makes you feel that sense of connect, that feeling that, what she's saying just feels like my own story. Maybe not completely mine, but somewhere I've been there. I've walked that path that she has. And so I'm going to lean in and listen. Promises should not just be about words. Promises should be about the work you do. It's not just about promises, it's also about progress. So where I was in 2016 is very different from where I am mentally and intellectually and emotionally today. And it's shaped me. Thank you for the comment. Hey, I have one more message. At some point of time during your life, you are used as a doormat by someone. Yes, sometime or the other. And you know what? For those of you who say, let's take this one level up, one notch up. For those of you who say that, I've never been treated like that. There will be some of us who say, nah, it's never happened. I'm actually going to challenge you to take a step back and think, have you ever treated your own self as a doormat? Each time you've allowed someone else to speak up above you when you actually had something to contribute in a conversation, that, my friend, is you treating your own self as a doormat because you're being disrespectful of your ideas, of your thoughts, of your feelings. Thank you, Sadhna. She says yes. So thank you, Sandeep, for joining. I'm aware that you were trying to connect, and I'm happy that you are able to make it. Lydia says people can try to use you as a doormat. You don't have to let them. Exactly. And there's a quote of mine: people can only make you feel small if you give them the permission. It's always up to you. It's always up to you. Thank you, Lydia. That was really powerful. So giving your listeners reason to care. We're already talking about the doormat. Each one of us is talking about it. It was an experience I had, and yet we're all connecting over it. It's an idea worth sharing once again. So, creating curiosity. When I started out, I just jumped into it. And then I realized, sorry, I did not connect with my audience. And so I asked, where are we tuning in from? Sandeep, where have you joined us from? Please let us know. Amber, you joined in a little later. Colette as well. Bill, please put in comments, where have you joined in from? So, mirror the idea, build your rapport, and ideas create your worldview. Limit your talk to one idea, limit your talk to 18 minutes. Give your listeners reason to care. Thank you. Bill is tuned in from the United States. Totally grateful. Thank you so much. Different time zones, different spaces, and yes, we all come together. Thank you so much for making the time to be here. Sunny Dorset, UK, thank you. London, thank you so much. I am waiting for Sandeep's message. Sandeep Nagpal, thank you so much for joining us. So the last point, actually the last but one point that I'd like to share is to build your idea piece by piece, right? So start with where you are and then lean in to understand where your audience is at. I don't mean physically, I mean with the mental state. Someone's very curious about my SMILE acronym. I'm going to get there. So lean in to where your audience is and then take it one level up each time, piece by piece by piece, right? Go to the level of your audience. Like I said, when you are with school children, thank you, Sandeep. So when you're with school children, how do you connect with them? When you're in an audience of different people, how do you connect with them? Siraj says, that's right. It all depends on yourself, how much you allow others to impose their thoughts on you. Thank you so much. Absolutely. So building it up piece by piece. And now, ta-da, drum roll. And now we have the SMILE. The SMILE is S stands for silence your, because you have all these thoughts that come in your head when you're in a stuck situation. You have all of these ideas, these thoughts that come to your mind, and you're thinking to yourself, I don't know how am I going to do this. It's a TEDx talk. I'm not prepared for this. You know, will I be good enough? Have I done enough research? Do I have the right presentation? Anything, everything that comes to your mind. Trust me, when I did the TEDx talk, I didn't even remember what the 5 steps were. Yes, sorry, Julia. Thank you so much for letting me know. So it is, S stands for, wonderful. The network's on my side. S stands for silence your mind. Thank you. So it is silence your mind. All the ideas, all the thoughts, everything that you're fearing is going to jump straight in your head and say, I can't do this. Who am I kidding? Am I really going to do a TEDx talk? Oh my God, that's where celebrities speak. But guess what? You're a celebrity too. You have an idea too. You have a worldview too. And that just means you have that space and mindset and intellect to be on that stage. So silence everything else that comes to your mind. M stands for manage your attention. Right? So are you going to focus on the negative? Are you going to focus on the positive? What are you going to do? Manage your attention. And I do sessions of these corporate spaces with kids, with everybody. And the ideas, the stories that I share are different for different spaces. But one which I really, really love to share is, suppose you have calls that you have missed, you know, you're busy, you're doing something, you're in a meeting and someone's trying to reach you. Let's say it's your mom, because moms are beautiful at doing this. Suppose you have 5 missed calls from your mother. What do you think she's thought has happened to you? What do you think she's thinking that, what do you think has happened to you? If she's called you 5 times and you haven't answered. I've done this myself, especially with my son. When I'm trying to reach him and he doesn't answer my calls, oh my God, boy, do I get into a panic. She thinks something's bad has happened. Yes, Lydia, thank you. It could just be you were in a meeting and she's called you 5 times in 10 minutes. If it's my, she assumes I'm dead. Yes, actually. Thank you. Yes. Probably died. Yes, I think every mom's the same, regardless of whether you're in the US or in the UK or in India. Every mother is the same. If you don't answer her call first time, second time, third, that's it. She's decided. She's picking up the flowers. She's crying her eyes out. So instead of doing that, if only she could manage her attention and think, maybe she's having a shower, she's in a meeting, anything could be the reason, right? So consciously choosing to silence those scary thoughts in your mind and choosing to push your attention towards the positive. Now, I is identify the intention. Identify the intention. The first thing that comes to our mind that she's in distress and looking for help. Absolutely. Fathers, mothers, all the same, because it's the same fragile heart, that very caring heart. And it's human nature. There's nothing wrong in that because, and I'll tell you, I'll actually explain this to you. Your subconscious mind, your reticular articulate system has only one purpose. That is to keep you safe and alive. Now, when something bad happens or something there's a gap, it quickly pounces into action and starts to look for the negative. Why does it look for the negative? It looks for the negative because it wants to keep you safe. It wants to protect you. So that's why it happens. Sorry, identify the intention. As parents, we sometimes catastrophize. Yes, we do. And Elena says, this is so valuable. Push your attention to a positive thought. Thank you so much, Elena. identify the intention. All right. And how do you identify the intention? You really, really have to work on it. One of the exercises as a coach, when I work with a client and they come up to me with, this is what I want to achieve, I ask them to dig down deeper into why they want to achieve this. And I tell them, sit down with a pen and paper, put aside at least 2 hours, actually put aside more than 2 hours if you can, and start writing down why you're doing what you're doing. Or why must I change? Actually, note down this question. Why must I change? This is such a powerful question. Why must I change? And as you sit down and start writing down your answers, the first few answers are going to be the very logical, conscious mind answers that you get. But as you look deeper, you begin to understand that it's not just about the money. It's not just about making an impact. There could be different reasons that come up, but wait and keep digging deeper. I went through a really rough time after I lost my dad in 2017. This was also the time when my children left for university. And I didn't feel like doing anything. It just felt like everything I was doing was, didn't really have that joy in it. It just didn't feel like it, because every time I achieved something, my go-to person was Papa, right? And when I lost him, it didn't feel like I wanted to tick things off my bucket list. But when my son asked me, Ma, what about accountability? And this was an 18-year-old living far away from home, and I knew somewhere he was looking up to me. So I said, maybe I have to do something about it. And so I sat with my list of why must I change? I came up with more than 200 reasons. Yeah, 200 reasons. And I think at the core of it was because my children were watching. I don't know if you could hear that, because sometimes my voice goes in and out. But yes, because my children are watching is a big deal for me. I started as a writer because my children were watching. I started doing what I'm doing as a speaker, as a coach, because they are. And now it's evolving. Every time your why will evolve. It's not going to always be the same. Sometimes it might be for the kids, sometimes it might be for other reasons. But look deeper, identify the intention. L stands for let things go. I have presented this across every part of the world, quite literally. Even here, we have so many people from different countries. But each time on L, people get stuck. Because L talks about forgiveness. L talks about letting people be, let them be, right? Mel Robbins, yes. Mel Robbins said this now. I said it in 2017, 16. So yes, let things go. Mel Robbins also says, let them be is her latest book, I believe, yes? So letting things go, letting go of those labels, letting go of the hurt. When you don't forgive people, it's almost as though you are hugging a cactus. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for listening. So when you don't forgive people for who they are or for what they've done, it's almost as though you're hugging a cactus. And those prickly thorns are hurting you. Those spines, those spikes are hurting you. However, you keep holding on to them and you say, no, this is my cactus. I will not let it go. Is that what you want to do? Hurt yourself over and over again? When you let things go, you let things flow. And Self-forgiveness is also important for letting go. Absolutely. You need to do it for yourself. Let it go. You know, you could be upset with somebody and they don't even know. It often happens. You're holding on to a grudge for so long that they don't even know. They've all moved on. And yet there you are, holding on to the cactus and saying, mine, I won't let it go. And when I face people, you know, in my workshops and they say, nah, I can't do this because, nah, I can't, they've hurt me too much. That's when I tell them, go back to S, which is silence your mind. You have to hush out those negative thoughts. So it's a beautiful acronym that kind of loops. There's this I don't know if I may say it my own self. It's seamless, and it's seamless not only because it's not created by me. I actually had sat in silence and meditation and received it as a download. I don't know if you get what I'm saying when I say I received it as a download, because all I knew is this was my message. I knew what the overarching message was, but I didn't know what my idea would be. And when I sat in silence and I said, hey, listen, you gave me this idea to do a TEDx talk. Now give me that idea that is going to change the world, change my world too. And that's where I got my smile. So let things go. Let go of the labels. Let go of the anger. Let go of any hurt that you're holding on to, guilt that you're holding on to. Because all of these, you know, they at the cellular level actually cause disease. So last but not least is the E, which is energize the possibilities. So I could go on and on with you. I actually run half-day workshops on this with, you know, trainings, etc. But people attend stuff. They look at workshops. They attend talks. They listen to podcasts. They make notes even. I see a lot of you. Thank you so much, Sandeep. Energize the possibilities, let things go, identify the intention, manage your attention, silence your mind. Thank you, silence thoughts. Thank you so much for doing that. Very precious. So when you attend these sessions, and he's put it all down for us to note down, but if you don't put it into action, if you don't put energy into the possibilities, nothing changes. It's almost like going to the doctor, getting a prescription, buying the medicines, and then saying, I won't have them. I'm just going to put them in the shelf. So it's not about shelf development. It's about self-development. Right? It's not about shelf development. The shelf doesn't need it. Guys, that was a joke. You're supposed to laugh. Lydia says, ha, ha, ha. Thank you so much. So energize the possibilities. My ask for you is, what's something from today's session, from today's masterclass that you're taking back with you and are going to actually put to practice? Thank you, Colette. I wish I could actually see you, your face as well. What's one thing that you're taking? This is like a self-declaration. This is what I'm taking from this talk, and I'm going to put it into practice. Understand your why. Thank you. Knowledge is a bullet and action the gun. Without each other, both are meaningless. Thank you. Identify my intention. Thanks. What else? I'm going to wait for another 2 more commitments, and then we can move forward to the last point and open the floor for Q&As. Two more. I'm taking away the cactus hugging exercise. Thank you so much, Alina. One last. Actually, keep them coming. I will always refer back. Working on the visuals, energize my axis. Yes, love the cactus too. Thank you so much. I'm glad that this is connecting with you. So the last bit, remember I said that was the second last, agree with the cactus hugging. Thank you so much, Bill. I'm just going to wait it out. Or actually not. Keep the comments coming in because I can read. Yes, smile makes you beautiful internally and externally, internally both. Thank you so much, Raj. Hey, Bill, I can see you. I see your smile too. Thank you. So, last one is make your idea worth sharing. Hey, little one, how are you? Hey there. Oh, she's waving at us too. Thank you, Suraj. The cactus is an amazing survivor. I think we should tell the cactus to go away. We don't want the cactus to survive. We want us to survive. So yes, make your idea worth sharing. Who does it benefit? Does it benefit only you? Sometimes we come up with these amazing branding and advertising where we're going all out there and we're talking about everything that works for us. Yes, focus on you, but always come with the intention of giving. Remember, I said I worked through those 200 plus reasons why I should change. I sat down on it. And then when I came back to UAE, I was in Australia at the time when I did the list. And then when I came back to UAE and I found myself going down that rabbit hole of depression, feeling alone and abandoned, I started doing a live video every day. So I started with one live video on Facebook every single day on 1st of May, 2018. I lost Papa 2017. I started on 2018, 1st of May. I carried on that project for 1,551 days. Yes, Bill, I did that. Thank you. You're stunned.
Super.
So 1,551 days. I closed on 29th of July, 2022. 4 years plus. And I kept going because I started with wanting to serve me and I moved on. And then as I was able to stabilize myself, it became an exercise of giving for the others. Thank you so much, Sandeep. So it's all about, what's your idea about? Who is it about? Is it only about yourself? Or is it about inspiring someone else? I don't say the 1,551 out of pride. I say it with humility because it takes a lot to show up every day for more than 4 years. And I did that because I realized my conversations were helping others. So it was all about giving. It was all about sharing. And thank you so much, Alina. There were days when I would be so vulnerable and sore. I would just switch the camera on and I would say my quote and I would just start crying. Because it was either a bad day, I was missing Papa, or something would have happened. But just being as authentic as I could. And people began to pick up on that. And that's how I grew. That's how the 10 countries happened. So make sure your idea inspires. Make sure your idea brightens up somebody's day. Make sure you're authentic in it. My takeaway, why should I can? Sorry, I didn't, my takeaway, why should I can? Okay. I'm not able to fully grasp what that means. Sadhana, please type in just a little bit more to give us clarity. So wonderful. So this is what it was, my whole journey as a SMILE strategist, my whole journey on the TEDx. Sorry, change. My takeaway. Why should I change? Yes. Why? No, it's not should. The words you use make a big difference. So in NLP, it's not shoulda, coulda, but it's why must I change? That's a more powerful question to ask. So why must I change? This is my journey as a TEDx speaker. This is what I meant to share in this masterclass in terms of how TEDx, having just that one little conversation on the TEDx stage, changed my life and how it can do the same for you. I really, really am looking forward to seeing your TEDx talks. Go on the website, look for events where they're happening and be part of the events, sit in the audience, learn, see, observe, grasp, be humble, be a learner, be prepared to learn, unlearn, and relearn. and then see how magic begins to unfold. And most importantly, stop doubting yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't treat yourself as a doormat, and just shine with a smile. I'm opening the floor to question answers. Shoot, ask, share. Let's do this.
Hi, Ruqya. Is it okay to say my question? Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
please. Yes,
Thank you
please.
so
Let's
much.
keep this interactive.
Thank you so much for your presentation, and apologies that I was late, but I missed the beginning, so I just wanted to ask you, how do you actually go about getting on the TED Talk stage? So you've said watch other TED Talks, learn from them, but then what's the step to actually get on the stage? How did that happen for you? And I'm really sorry if I missed that at the start.
No, I didn't share that bit. So what I said is go to the TEDx website, and on the TEDx website, you have events that are happening. Yes,
Yep.
Julia. So yes. So basically, when you go to the TEDx website and you look for events that are happening, you can look for it region-wise. You can look for it on the year-wise. There are some events are online and some events are in person. And when you click on an event, you have the organizer there, and they usually put in a deadline for you to submit your story, your idea. There's most organizers have a form that you need to fill in. So do that. My thing would be, if you found an event that you really, really want to speak at, put your heart and soul into the form, the application form. Be as genuine as you can be, and submit. Don't do multiple forms for the same event. That just confuses the organizer. Yes, Amber.
Thank you.
Was that clear enough for an answer for you, Lydia? Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yes. Go ahead.
What made you go into SMILE?
Sorry, I didn't get that. What made you?
What was your influence on SMILE? I'm just curious. I've got my reasons for being curious.
I'm glad you're curious. What could you type that in? I'm really not able to hear you very clearly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What inspired you apart from your download? What was the underlying part that made SMILE so important to you?
Okay. I'm sorry to disappoint you if it does, because when I picked the word smile, I wasn't thinking. It really wasn't. I wrote down a couple of words and I said, what would be a good one to expand on? And somehow the word smile jumped at me. I sat down with growth. I sat down with respect. I now have built up on growth, and I'm looking for another TEDx to do, or using the acronym for growth. But smile definitely jumped at me, and I felt that's something that people can connect with.
Okay,
that's why.
So it wasn't Amazon then, because they've obviously used the same.
Yes.
Yeah, because it wasn't Amazon then, because Amazon have, they started off with SMILE, with their logo. That's how it started. It's quite. Now I'm curious, because I'm actually a happiness expert. I've trained under Tal Ben-Shahar. I've done his whole 3-year course. And it's actually World Happiness Day today. But the reports which we work a lot on comes out every year. So it's quite fascinating, the summit and what's been going on.
Yes, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, I have Siraj who has his hand up. Amber, do you have anything else to ask or add?
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Yes, Siraj.
How can you still keep on smiling when you're tense with so many things around you, hounding your mind, and still you want to smile?
Okay, great question. The thing is, when a lot is going on around you, and how do you smile? When you're smiling, your mind begins to unconsciously look for reasons why you smile. So when children get into trouble and they smile at you, and then you're wondering, something's up. That's kind of how your mind behaves. When you are in trouble or when you are really overwhelmed, Thank you. Gratitude for the basic. Absolutely. So Amber, it starts with gratitude and then moves into acceptance and then comes the smile. So those are the layers in my talk. So Siraj, basically when you are smiling, even if you're faking a smile, that expression of a smile actually creates a neurological connection in your mind, and your mind begins to look for the reason why you're smiling. Thank you so much for joining us, Shari. And that's how it helps you to move forward and push through a bad day. Also, Siraj, when we had COVID happening and all of us were wearing masks, you couldn't see another person's smile.
Yeah.
But me being me, actually experimented. So I was wearing my mask and I was smiling ear to ear inside my mask.
You are smiling by eyes.
You can smile with your eyes, absolutely. And you look at a person, you're wearing your mask and you're still smiling, but the other person picks up on it. Energy is contagious.
That's
Thank you.
Welcome.
Mirror neurons, absolutely. It's all about mirroring. Yes. Thank you, Bill. Neurologically, that's how our body behaves, and that's what I was talking about right at the beginning. All right. Paulette, when we smile, it is very difficult to sound or facially present as angry. Wow, Ruqya, what a wonderful, charismatic, inspiring. Thank you so much, Paulette. I love it. All right. Thank you. Look forward to you, growth. Yes. So growth is another one, but we will do that one at another masterclass, perhaps. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. Thank you for making the time for yourselves. And I really wish you all the best for your journey forward to be TEDx speakers, making a change, sharing an idea, and just being brilliant as you are. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruqya, for being here with us today. I'm truly grateful for your inspiring talk.
Thank you.
Just wanted to share with all of the participants that the recording will be shared with them via email.